Welcome to the new feature video introducing the IFC support in TBC version 5.10. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, that doesn't look like TBC, that looks like the new Trimble Access, you would be correct. I'm going to give you a little preview of where we're going to end up. First by saying that Trimble Access, starting in version 2018.20, supports IFC file formats. We thought that this was such a good idea on the TBC side that we added a little bit of support as well for the IFC here in version 5.10. Together with the workflows that I'm going to show you in TBC and Trimble Access, we bring BIM applications into your geospatial workflows much more fluidly and readily than ever before. So this is Trimble Access. We're starting with this structural steel model, and let me jump in and show you the new features added in Trimble Business Center version 5.10. All right, here's the scenario. We want to take that structural steel model and put it on coordinates. In Trimble Access, you're able to view it and stake it and select it, but you're unable to position it onto your coordinate system. That's where Trimble Business Center comes in and the enhancements that we've added in version 5.10. You can see there in the corner, we are on a state plane coordinate system here in the States. Colorado North, we've got points BC1 and BC2 that we've staked in the field or set out in the field as the corner points for that IFC model. Now, when you drag and drop the IFC model into TBC, it will come in, like in Trimble Access, at a 0, 0 coordinate system. To zoom out and show you that, let me turn the background map on first. The background map, just as an aside as it's loading up here, is a feature that is associated with a Trimble Connect account. With a Trimble Connect account, this is a free service that we've got licensed into TBC. All right, so in our state plane, if we zoom out a little bit, you could use the scroll wheel on your mouse, or you can double click the scroll wheel mouse, and that would zoom extents on your project. As the map loads here, you can see I've got the grids turned on. Going from Colorado, that 0, 0 position, if we zoom in, puts the IFC somewhere in southern Nevada. Well, that's not where we want it to be, and stake it out. It's in Colorado on those 2 points, BC1 and BC2. So what we can do with TBC, once we've got the IFC model in, and importing that IFC model is just as simple as dragging and dropping that IFC into Trimble Business Center Plan View, just like any other import that you would like, or you can use the import pane as well here in the corner of the Home tab. All right, so what we want to do is move this structural model onto our coordinates, and so we can do that using the regular CAD commands that are featured in TBC. In the CAD tab, can use a move and rotate combination, or those commands exist in the transform command. It's really a shortcut for the move, rotate, and scale objects. We're not going to deal with scaling because no matter the coordinate system you're in, structural steel stays the same size, doesn't need to be scaled. We do a quick window selection of our objects, and pick our points to move from and to. So for starters, I'm going to pick one of the corners. I can use the object snap there. You saw the little circle snap once I got over a intersection point. That'll be our from point. And I'm going to zoom. I can use that double click of the scroll wheel on the mouse. Down up to our BC2 point to get this thing on coordinates. Using the object snap again, you can see that little orange circle around BC2. I will snap there, and it's specifying rotation. One of the nice features of Trimble Business Center is the context-sensitive menus. And in angular or bearing um, inputs, if you right-click, you get a couple of different options to select how you want the to define the angle. I'm going to use the deflection angle snap. I'll click on that. Now, if you did know the bearing that you wanted to rotate your structural steel model about, or measured between BC1 and BC2, for example, you could have just entered it in on that previous screen. But I wanted to show you that there are some snaps and some additional tools embedded into commands in TBC. Just always got to right click and sometimes see what's there. So to set our deflection angle snap, we first need to give it a reference bearing. Double click my scroll wheel on my mouse again, zoom on in to the desert of Nevada, pick our corner of our footing up there, corner of the footing down there to set a bearing almost 180 degrees. Double click again on the scroll wheel to get the zoom extents, zoom back in and pick the points from BC2 to BC1. Now again, you could continue this and go on to find additional snaps within this. But since we've got our BC2 point and our BC1 point, we can snap there and it computes a rotation angle of 176 degrees. If we hit apply, our model moves and rotates with a single command. And we can see here now that our structural steel model is available on coordinates, ready for staking, along with the rest of our project in our Colorado North State Plane system. To get this out into Trimble Access, you can use the export IFC command, which is launched from the export pane in the CAD tab, IFC export. You select the objects that you wish to export. And you can see here we picked up 2 extra objects. We had 2,488 objects selected before. We're up to 90 now, 2,490. Those are the 2 BC1 and BC2 points. This export in IFC works only with existing IFC exports. You can see here under data, IFC data, you'd have to be able to pick the IFC model that we're going to pull this from. So you can't combine non-IFC data and export them out as an IFC. The model has to exist already in IFC form. Then using this simple export, you would click the export button and jump right into Trimble Access. Another thing that you can do in TBC while we're here is create CAD points from your IFC model. So if I jump into 3D view, here you can see our nice structural steel model with some footings. If I wanted to stake out those footings, I could go ahead and select them from the IFC. If I wanted to use a point-based workflow, I can select one of the footings, right-click, and say select similar, so I don't have to go through and manually select all of the footings that I'm interested in. Go into the Create from CAD command in the CAD tab, select the CAD points and mesh vertices, give the starting point ID if I wanted, and a layer and a feature code, call it footing, say apply, and then in just a few simple clicks, I've got a series of points on all of the corners of the footings. This can be then exported out as a CSV for use in the Trimble Access. And speaking of Trimble Access, jump back in there now, and you can see from our job properties, we've added a linked CSV file and then a production IFC file that was our export. The layers are retained from Trimble Business Center. And from here, just for further validation, let me pick one of these points. Reviewing point number 1123, you can see that we are on northing and easting in the Colorado State Plane Coordinate System.